96 in reverse.
It is 96 in reverse, and you can have the worst of my drink, and we can switch places. Now we are in reverse.
Welcome to 96 and Reverse with your host, Peter, and your co host,
Hello,
Cedric.
everybody. How y'all doing? It is Friday, thank God.
I know it is. We also have a special guest. Her name is Nate. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing well, Pete. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, Cedric.
Thank you for coming, Nate. How you doing? Everything's going well today?
Oh, yeah, just, grad school, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Almost there, but,
So why the name
tired.
Nate?
Why the name Nate? Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
gender fluid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people that overly labels themselves. So my official label, my official title, is a polyamorous, pansromantic, demisexual, gender fluid individual who is an entity.
Ooh, I
Because
love it.
I'm not
Oh,
human.
I love it all.
I'm not human. I'm an entity. So,
I love that. Where did you get that from? What is that? Where is that coming from?
so all of that comes from like since I was a kid, I've always like questioned myself. I'm like, I like boys,
Mm,
but I like girls. But
mm,
mom's Christian, so
mm,
I don't know.
mm,
But I also like
mm,
people in between female and male. So
mm.
what am I? And then in high school, I went through a phase where I was like, I question cursing. Cursing is okay.
Yes, girl,
Okay,
please.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, please cuss away.
Just
This is
asking.
96 in
Okay.
reverse.
Well, you know what? I don't know,
Mhm.
but
Sometimes we reverse it, honey.
that's that's the best way to do it. But no. So in high school, I was like, fuck all these people. I can't
Hmm.
stand either gender. So I was
Mm.
asexual for a while. Then I was
Okay.
like, this person's not that bad. So I was like, okay, so I don't want to have sex with them, but they're not that bad.
All right.
And then I was like, I was Googling and I was like, maybe I'm demisexual? So turns out I am demisexual. Hookups, not my thing. Did it once,
Mm.
never again.
Mm.
Yep, not my
Mm.
thing. So I gotta connect with you deeply if you want to get into
That's
my pants.
okay. So let's back it up for a minute. And Peter, you can interrupt me if you like, but I'm gay myself, but I'm on that straight. I'm just gay. I like men. I'm a bottom, so I'm the receiver.
Mm.
And that's all I've ever thought about. But the question I want to ask you is because I'm not out there like that. Like I don't know every um, community of the gay community or sub community of the gay community. So what is it? There's Demi. What's the different names?
So, for demisexuality, it
Mm,
falls under asexual. So,
mm,
honestly, I'm not even that familiar with that umbrella because it's always
mm.
changing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I always hear it's changing a lot.
It's always changing. But in my experience, it's been asexual, demisexual, and then hypersexual.
Mm.
Those three. And then from there, it just
Just
there's
Blows up.
blows up from there.
omnisexual. There's omnosexual. I'm just like, bro,
What the hell? The
what
fuck
is
is all of
going on?
this?
There's so many. Like, more
Then you
power to
have
you for knowing
right,
yourself, but slow down for a second. Wait,
right.
I'm trying
Because
to
some of
keep
it I
up.
feel like right. Some of it feel I feel like it's just made up. I feel like sometimes and living in the gay community, I feel like we just label things and put things on there, and it's the same exact thing that I'm doing today. It's like
Hmm.
okay. you this tropical sexual, but you just have sex with men
This fool
Yeah,
said tropical
outside. I
sexual.
mean, I'm just making up a
tropical
name.
sexual.
But
I mean,
and it's just it'd be the same thing. But for you, I've this is the first time I met anybody that said they're demisexual and not have a sexual uh appetite, you know, unless you meet somebody like-minded or the same energy or what have you, correct?
correct. Very weird to say in front of my brother, but I'm a very horny person.
Oh.
So, you
Who's
know,
not?
who is not
Say it
actually
again for the people in the back.
asexuals? Asexuals for the most part, but
Uh, yeah, I understand.
But
Because
no,
I just, mhm. Go
I'm a
ahead.
like I'm a very horny person. You said you were a bottom. I'm a switch. So I'm I don't know how familiar you are with memes.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, so the goth dommy mommy, that's literally me. So I'm a
Mm.
Okay,
dom.
give us some explanation because I don't know what the heck that means.
Okay, so it's like the ideal goth dommy mommy. So it's a goth woman who is dominant in the bedroom and requests that male, female, doesn't matter. The person receiving calls them mommy. So that's me.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
She's like,
Okay.
I
No, I
actually
like
have
that.
one of those. I have a flogger. I have a flogger.
Mm.
I also have a strap on. I have. Never mind.
She's a
Anyway,
flogger. No, no, no. Share, because I'm about to share some stuff with you, and Peter's ears is about to be blown off. But go
no, it's
ahead.
not. This is the point of
these
the
ears
show.
are
It
gonna
needs to
turn
get
red,
deep in, baby. Deep.
like my strap on.
Child, like this, the dingling that was in me last night. Anyways,
Hey.
That's
oh,
why you didn't
sex
want to
was
talk to me yesterday.
exactly why, Peter. Because when I got home, he was with me, and I was able to talk to you away from him because I was doing something while he was waiting for me. So I was talking to you, and when I got off the phone, that's when I said, "Okay, this pussy is about to drop. I am about to give him some wet coochie." So that's what we did. It was great. Oh, the sex was so good last night. Anyways, that's
Oh, that's
another.
so good for
We'll talk
you.
about that
No,
later.
good
Yeah,
for you for sure.
it was amazing. Anyways, go
Tell me
ahead.
there's
I'm
a
sorry.
second date. No, sorry. Hold up. I'm invested.
No, actually he's in his 20s. I'm 38. He's in his early 20s, and the sex is. This is not the first time we had sex. We have a connection,
Okay.
and we get together, and we know it's going to go down. And
Okay.
thus, last night, we both said it. We were like, Cedric, this was number one out of all the times we had sex. And I was just like, yes, it was. Ah,
He is
it was
praying
good.
I am
God
Sorry.
like
so.
he's Jesus, like in the Bible right
It
now.
was,
I
it was
swear.
good.
It
Okay.
looks like he's giving a sermon right there.
I
Yeah,
know.
it
That's
was
what it
good.
looks like from here. I wish
It
everybody
was
can see him
good.
right now because he is on cloud
He
10.
is.
Damn.
The
Forget
All
best
I
cloud
hear
part,
right now
nine.
in my head is
no, it's more than that.
More than that. All right.
Yes. Ugh, but the best part about it, like we talked about in the sexual connection, is the connection
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what's going to happen without saying the words. You just in the
I know
room
what
and
you're
you
talking
know
about.
that
Mm-hmm.
that connection is like, all right, it's you're it. And it was beautiful, it was magical, it was nice. And then what wrapped it up and tied it with a bow is he stayed the night, you know.
That makes it even
And
better. Yeah.
it makes it better because you like the person and you like the sex was great, and it wasn't a hit and run. It was a hey, we cool, we chilling, we gonna smoke, we gonna fuck, we gonna watch a cartoon movie. That's what we did last night. And you gonna
Aw.
stay tonight and you gonna wake up and go home. I'll see you next time. I love it. And it's weird because I feel like this is the way that the world is turning into, you
I
know?
mean, I don't want to get political, but Monday was rough, is all I have to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was Martin Luther King's birthday. That's what
Exactly.
Monday was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what
And
I
how we
remember.
skip over that.
That's what I'm remembering it as too.
Yeah, January 20th was Martin Luther King's birthday.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's all it is.
That's what I celebrated.
Mhm.
I'm gonna light
Cuz
this.
I uh-uh. That
Damn, he don't got a lighter. He got a fire.
Torch.
he had a
But yeah,
torch.
you said yeah. Monday was Monday could have been tough, but I forgot. Child, I was like, oh, it's Martin Luther King. I was working Monday. I got paid double time and a half. That's what I was thinking about.
Oh, okay.
That's what
No,
I thought.
my job, because I'm a home health aide and I take
Oh,
care of my
nice.
mom.
Uh-huh.
So I take care of our mom. Um because of that, I get paid just once, like just regular time, not time and a half like I used to, cuz legislation decided, "Oh yeah, you're just working from home or you're working from your loved one's place. You don't deserve time and a half." So they took that off, which sucks, but hey, the country's going backwards, I guess.
Listen,
So
Yeah.
let's not talk about this country.
I'm not
Mm.
Cause
talking about anything. I'm thinking about Dominican Republic right now.
yeah, she
Say it
crossed the
again.
island.
I love you. I
She
love you.
crossed the island.
I love you. I love her. I love. What do you go by? Going back to that topic. If I say I love you, or if I say to people I love Nate, but
Nate,
I want to, do I say they, them, her, him?
it's complicated because I'm gender fluid. So it's like, hey, one day I feel like a girl, one day I feel like a they them, another day I feel like a dude. So I just say, call me whatever you want. I'm just an entity.
Oh,
I just
so okay,
exist.
okay. So on our end, you're okay with whatever we say, but
Yeah,
on
yeah,
your end, in your body that
yeah.
your entity is taking over, you are whatever you feel, the energy that you
Hmm.
feel. Yeah, I
Yes,
love that. I love that.
I'm
I wanted to
I'm like
go ahead.
super
Mm.
witchy. So I'm just like I'm just a spirit taking over this body. That's it. Which is why I say I'm an
Bitch.
entity.
Oh, we need to connect. You and
Oh
I
yeah.
we are treading the line together. Cause I'm into witchy stuff. I watch Charmed. I watch
Oh
all
my
that
god.
stuff. Oh
Charmed.
yeah. Oh
Don't get me started on Charmed. I had three guinea pigs. I named them Piper,
yes.
Paige, and the
And
last one, not Prue, Penny. After the
no.
grandma.
Oh, after the grandma. You didn't name it. You didn't
Penelope.
name it Phoebe.
No, I did name it Phoebe too. Another one was Phoebe and the other one was Paisley. Pete is so done with this conversation because I send him pictures of guinea pigs all the time.
I'm not done with the conversation. The thing is, you both don't know that I am very witchy.
No,
Oh.
I'm
Like
aware.
to the point. I mean, I have all the stuff in my house. I have
Mm-hmm.
the salt. I have the stuff over the door. I have the
Mm-hmm.
coins. I have the quarters. I give the $2 to people.
Ooh.
I
Mm-hmm.
bless people before they come into my house without them knowing. Boy, I even got a line at the very front of my house just in case.
Mm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see,
Well,
I need to get into that. I just I do my candles. I do the circle, the
Hmm.
candles. I meditate. I whatever, and I feel the energy, the spirit, the vibe, whatever it is that comes around me. Whatever I invite. Um, and then I mean, when you walk into my house, you will feel it. You'll feel the peace, but you'll also feel that I don't know. Like you just it's just a vibe. it's a welcoming vibe. It's a welcoming
Mhm.
opening, but it's for me it's magical. For me it's something that I wanted in my house. When I watched Charmed, it was when you come in my house, I want you to feel like family. I want you to feel like there's a bond. I want you to feel like there is uh, a connection between you and I. But if our energy is off, um, that vibe that I have in my house, that energy I have in my house, would also boot you out. you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
So it's
we won't
funny.
speak much. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, um, because I do a spell before a person comes in, um, and it makes them uncomfortable the first 5 minutes
Hmm.
that they're in the house. Sometimes it's the first 10 minutes. It depends who the person is, and I do that just to make sure that they can be around my vibe
Hmm.
because I switch very easy depending on the conversation. Like we can be having a good conversation and then turn into a bad conversation real quick. So
Mhm.
if you can't handle my mood swings, there's no point of you being in my house.
Did you do that spell when I came over? Every single time I come over?
You know what's funny? No, because I think that your dad did that long time ago.
I was uncomfortable when I first walked in your house.
Yeah.
I
And then
was. I remember that walking through the front door, and I was like,
mhm,
okay, where do I sit? Oh,
mhm,
oh. And
mhm,
then I went downstairs
mhm,
and I went into the office and I was like,
mhm.
ah, and
Yeah.
then I was fine.
Yeah. That's
Remember
exactly.
that?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, no.
I remember exactly because you were nervous. And then the reason why I knew you were okay after that was because I remember, like, right now, is after you saw my dad. He saw Juan
Yes.
Carlos.
Ugh, he's so fine. Oh
Stop!
honey,
Stop!
I
That's my
still to this
uncle.
day. Oh, just think about him. Just make me quiver. He is so sexy.
You
Woo.
should have seen him, let's say 15 years ago.
Yeah, I did.
He still looks the same. He hasn't
He
changed.
looked the same. He hasn't changed. I'm
I
sure
mean,
around
the
Peter.
picture at grandma's house is from.
Oh, he is so fucking fine. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but this is my uncle. I feel some
I,
type
I,
of way.
I girl. And he knows. He knew.
Oh no, he knows it. He knows it.
Oh.
He
Oof.
flaunts it.
Oof. Mm,
Look at
excuse me. And he had
C is in
FaceTimed him.
clown.
Remember, he FaceTimed him recently
Yes,
when
he
I came
did.
to Peter House, and I was like,
Yes.
"Where are you? Where are you?
Probably
Oof.
DR, building a house.
Building a house." Exactly where
Hmm.
he was.
That was exactly where he was when Cedric came by. He's like,
Yes.
I'm in the
Whoosh.
yard building a house.
Woof. Mm.
I know all
Anyways,
the
Yeah,
moves in
so
my family
question.
without talking.
yes.
Yes.
Um, so it's funny because going back to the conversation you said earlier, Nate, um, you said that it depends how you feel and
Mm.
it depends on the person, which is funny because I'm pansexual. I don't
I'm
know if
pans
Cedric knew
romantic.
that.
I know. I knew that.
You knew that?
Peter,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you have shown me before
Okay.
Jackson came into the
Oh,
picture.
okay. Yeah,
Remember?
I don't. It was too
Oh
long of a
God,
time.
there's so many things I remember about us. But anyways.
Yeah, so I like who I like. And if I like that person, you are golden with me. And if I don't like you, you are physically fucked.
Literally.
Not literally. I'm just saying. I just stay the fuck away. That's what I like to say.
It is what
Mocha,
it
what are
is,
you
Peter.
eating? My girl keeps eating stuff around my office, but I
Mocha.
noticed that she brings wood from outside and she likes to chew it on my carpet. I
Peter, do
love her
you
to
have
death.
pictures of us back then from back then?
I have a lot of photos of us when we were at the fruit stand.
At the fruit stand.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
think I would have to find pictures of us on the Book of the Face.
The Book of the Face. Yes, we were gonna have to look at the Book of the Face.
When you do,
Yeah.
send them to me because I'm curious.
Oh
Yeah. I
Jesus.
have a picture when I had the light blue long sleeve shirt with the
Oh
logo in the middle.
my god.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
Those
so young. I was 22.
those
Damn.
were the days.
Honey, those were good days. I miss those
Yes.
days. I remember when we got the new product and Peter would be like, "Hey, Cedric, the battery. Tell us, what do you think about the battery?" And I stayed a long time, the connection. Oh God, I miss those days. Those are like
Damn.
basically the company, if you think about it, Peter, it
Mm-hmm.
was basically we were working for a startup company.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it feel that way now that you think about it?
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't have the apps back then.
Mm-mm.
We didn't have we didn't have a lot of stuff. We didn't have no ID,
Mm-mm. No messenger.
no messenger, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a
No cloud.
device.
No cloud.
No nothing. No cloud, physical SIM cards.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So, something about Pete
Oh
is
Lord.
Yes.
Cedric. You know one version of Pete. I know a different version of Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Cause to me, I'm sorry, Pete, but you'll always be my loser big brother. To me,
Oh, why you
okay.
say that?
So, well, he's my big brother. I call him a loser all the time, even though I don't mean
Oh,
it like that. You know,
yeah. Right.
it's like my brother's super lame. No, he's not cool or anything, but it's like, no, this is the coolest person I know. Like realistically, he's the coolest person I know. So it's like to me, I know a certain Pete and you know a different Pete. So it's
Yeah.
very funny cuz you're
Yeah.
like he's all goofy and stuff. I'm like, goofy. He used to
This is
correct
I,
me.
I mean, this is the Peter I've always known. I've yeah, this is the Peter I've always known. I don't think I mean, there was a dark Peter. There's a Peter that, I recently got to know, and we've worked on things together because I feel
Mhm.
that this show actually came from the pain that Peter and I shared with each other a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Um, this
Yeah.
show is an outlet for Peter and I to not only for us to connect, but connect with other people and also relief it's a place that we can be ourselves and comfortable.
Mhm.
Even
And
though
we,
this show even though this
and,
show came from somewhere else, it was revived by our pain and our passion.
and I have mentioned in previous shows, my suicidal
Hmm.
situation. It's
Hmm.
not, something hidden. I tell people right away. I was very suicidal not too long ago.
Hmm.
But I will say, call that 988 number if you have any issues. It's
Please
very
call it,
important. Um,
y'all.
but yeah, but one of the things about that, going back to that, is sometimes friends will get you out of there. Um,
Hmm.
Or
and me and Nate,
sisters.
have something
Yeah.
that I can't remember where I saw it. Did I ever tell you where I saw it? I think it was on
Me
Instagram.
or
Yeah.
Cedric?
No, you,
Yeah,
You.
Nate.
you sent it. You sent it to me.
Yeah, it's the 8 second rules.
Yep.
Eight
No, not the
second,
8 second rule.
8 seconds, 8
8 minutes.
minutes. It's 8 seconds and 8 minutes. It's
Okay.
if you're going through something, reach out to somebody within 8 seconds. Talk to them about your stress for 4 minutes, and then listen to that person for the next 4 minutes. So it equals out to 8 minutes and 8 seconds. And basically, what it is you're stressing out, you're getting out your stress, and then you're listening to what that person is saying, but you really have to listen to it because if not, you don't get nothing out of it. Because most of
Hmm.
the time, that person will say, well, look at what you did with this and this and this and this. And they will get you out of that mentality. for that minute, because what happens in the first couple of minutes is what can get you into a very bad situation. And it can, like I like to say, it can unalive you real quick. Um, so I think 8 seconds, 8 minutes is very important. So when I call Natasha and I said, "Hey, I need 8 minutes," she knows exactly what it is.
Mm.
Or we'll text just the number 8
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
if
mm,
we don't have energy to
yeah.
verbalize it, and we'll
Mm,
call the other. So that's something we do, and I honestly recommend it. I'm actually in the mental health field.
mm.
I am working towards being an art therapist. So that's another fun little tidbit about myself.
Would be
Um,
beautiful for you.
Thank you. It is. It is. I'm actually.
Wellness. Oh, no, excuse me.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say wellness with the energy that you have is it meshes so well together. Uh,
Thank you.
you're you're I feel like you're a healer. Like not just with your touch, just with your voice, with your presence. Um,
I honestly try. I
mm,
feel like I'm a healer. I'm able to detect when someone is sick or feels sick or things like that, and I feel like
mm-hmm,
I have my mom, I guess, to thank
mm,
indirectly. Um, because she's very ill, and she has been since I was 6. Pete was
mm,
16.
mm,
And we've taken care of her and stuff. And when I was 12, I remember Pete was here, and it was when mom had open heart surgery. I remember that like super vividly. And Pete felt everything that they were doing to her while I was there just trying to keep my dad calm.
mm,
Because Pete and I have different dads as well.
mm,
Um, so I feel like I've always been a healer. And when I was 14, I decided that I wanted to be an art therapist.
mm,
Before it was, you know, it's still a growing career, but back when I was 14 and I'm 30 now, it was barely known. I was like,
mm,
I want to be something that's a doctor or or a psychologist, something that heals but with art.
mm,
And then I found it and I was like, "Oh, this exists. This is a thing." I thought I was creating it. Back
mm,
then, I thought I was creating a field, and then I was like, "Whoa, this exists.
mm.
I'm gonna be an art therapist." So that's how I came to be with it.
Right.
So I feel like I've been given a tough hand at life, but at
Mm,
the same time, I've been blessed
mm.
because
I feel, yeah, go ahead.
sorry, no, because I just feel like I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm gonna do it and everything. Like I feel like a roadmap has been. I
Mm,
know destiny can be changed, but
hmm.
for me, I feel like this is my destiny.
Yeah. And I feel that same way too. I just, you know, mm, being dealt with a bad hand, and for some examples, being a child, being raped for years as a child. My mom, pretty much, I feel like my mom neglected me as a child. She did abandon me as a baby. You know, um, growing into an adult, thinking that the child abuse or the rape that I went through as a child was normal, and then things added to my life that's permanent forever now, and and not being happy with myself. But all through all that, like you said, I've been blessed through it all. Like knowing Peter, working at the fruit stand for 13 years, having a great job, having running into some good lifelong people.
Mhm.
Even the bad people, you have to learn to chew it and swallow what's healthy for your body, and your body will gain wisdom and grow, stronger and deeper, um, as you carry on with life. And going back to the suicide thing, 2023, 2024, I just dealt with the wrong, well, I dealt with the right people to get me where I need to be at today mentally.
Mhm.
Had to
Mhm.
deal with the narcissist and the moochers and the um all of it, and then I just found myself over the toilet about to swallow some pills because I'm not receiving the love that I want. I'm a tourist and I yearn for love. It's funny because Luther Vandross, you guys know who Luther Vandross
Yes.
is, right?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
There was a CNN movie about him at the beginning of this year, and I never knew Luther Vandross to this death. Um, he died from a heart attack. He had a stroke, excuse me. He died from a stroke. He had a
Mhm.
stroke and he lived through it, but he died 2 years later. But he had a eating disorder. And the eating disorder came from him having a broken heart. Yeah. He couldn't find love. If you listen to all his music, sorry, just a little bit emotional. He made music for everybody else to fall in love. Think about it.
That's insane.
All his music came from what he wanted.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Listen to it. All his music is what he wanted, but everybody else fell in love and made babies and all that stuff from his music.
Mhm.
And he couldn't get it. And so he found comfort into eating.
Okay.
And that's what he died from. It's so sad you have to watch it. But anyways,
Uh,
going, huh?
I definitely will. I definitely will.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
I
definitely see
cried
it.
at the end. I cried, I cried, I cried. And he reminded me of myself. He was outgoing, he was funny. He masked his pain with food or he masked his pain with jokes.
Mm.
And he was a fucking genius. Luther Vandross was a musical genius. If you watch it, you'd be like, oh my God, I didn't know he did jingles. I didn't know he sang for these artists. I didn't know he made music for I thought Luther Vandross just had a beautiful voice
Mhm.
and somebody wrote for him and that was it. But he came out when before I was born. But yeah, I dare y'all to look him up. But anyways, I almost killed myself because I was loved. I couldn't find anybody to love me, and I couldn't find somebody I could love. And
Mm.
then, as I was about to swallow the pills, I told Peter this. I had a tap on my shoulder and said, "What you doing?" I said, "Huh?" And I looked up, literally looked up, and I said, "What am I doing?" I spit him out. I cried and cried and cried, and it was a wake up call. It was like, what? Why are you here? What brought you here? What got you here? And what can we do to change that? And I think a lot of people get so swirled up in the bad and the hurt to not, they're not strong enough to oversee and say, okay, let me live another day and see how it feels. You know, let me try talking to somebody and see how it feels. um, they just that's when the devil comes in and just corner them, and they
Hmm.
then there's nowhere else to go. So, like Peter said, please use that number. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
So I, so this was before Pete and I had our 8 minute rule. But in 2022, I actually made an attempt. 12 days ago, actually, to the date.
Mm,
I made an attempt, and it was with pills. And I actually recorded myself taking the pills and crying, and I put
mm,
it on Snapchat. Don't know why.
mm,
Don't know why I did that. Not one person tried to stop me.
mm.
I said, "This is my goodbye. I'm gonna take all these pills. Goodbye." And that's
Right.
it. Um, and I took them with alcohol. The next morning, I wake up. I'm super tired. My mom comes in joking. She's like, "Oh, how was drinking? How'd you feel?" She was like, "Oh, you little drunkard." And I was like, I handed her the note, and I was like, "Mom, I tried to kill myself," and she burst out crying. Now in 2022, months later, I go over to Pete's house because I live in New York. Pete lives in Georgia. Um, and we hang out, we talk, and then that brought us closer. And then the same month, once I came back to New York, my mom had 5 strokes within
Mm-hmm.
2 months. So, you know, I think that I woke up that morning so I could be there for her. So, and since then I've been like, there's no reason for me to commit suicide when I have my mom, I have my brother, I have my partners. Because I'm poly. I have 2.5 partners. There's a girl I have a
Mm,
crush on, but you know what? We're not talking about
mm,
that.
mm.
She's trying to fish somebody in.
Oh, she
She's
got multiple
straight.
partners.
She's straight, but so is spaghetti until it gets wet.
Oh,
That's the best analogy I've heard, period.
oh.
So spaghetti until it gets
I
wet.
love that. I love that.
So, and we flirt back and forth, and she calls me boo, and I'm like, "Ooh, thanks, boo."
That's it. But at the end of the day, you got you. No matter all those other people,
Exactly.
yes. At the end of the day, you are special to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's gonna love you more than you. Nobody.
Very
I don't
true.
care if you're married. I don't care if you sleep around like me. I'm a big ass hoe, a protected hoe, but I'm a hoe.
No, as long
Um,
as you're being protected.
yeah, because I just feel like I love my fucking self, man. 2024, I fucking love myself. That last year got me here. I'm so confident now than I've ever been in my life. I feel good. I look good. I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. I don't care what you say, because I got me in my house. You know what I'm saying? You got you, you got you. You got your shit, you
Mm-hmm.
got your shit, I got my shit. What y'all got to say about me, I don't give a fuck. Cause I'm doing me. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just that's how I think about it. I last year really just opened my eyes up to like Cedric, you a bad motherfucker. Now put your mind to it
Mm-hmm.
and do
Mm-hmm.
it. Now, and not to toot my own horn or not to sound like I'm being anal or anything, but I literally walk around here and people be like, Cedric, you look fucking good. I had a lady at work yesterday was like, she looked me up and down, was like, you look good. Because I felt it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, toot your own horn.
Bitch, I
Screw it.
beep
Beat
every
the
day.
crap out of yourself.
Uh-huh.
All right? No, there's no. I'm tired of hearing not to toot my own horn. No, we gotta celebrate self accomplishments.
And let me celebrate with you.
Exactly.
Toot your horn. Girl, let me blow it for you. I'm in the
Ex-
car. Beat, beat. Do you not see this beautiful woman beside me? Beat, motherfucking beat, bitch.
Get
You know what's
an air
funny?
horn.
Yeah.
You
Get
know
an
what's
air
funny?
horn.
That
Uh-huh.
you guys talk about this, and I'm thinking, I'm like, do I love myself? Like, you guys know,
Yes.
I'm still like up and down. Like, I'm still like a roller
Yes.
Yeah.
coaster, you know.
Yeah,
And
no. And we
and
still
to
love
me,
you.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know that. I
That's
know
it.
you both love me. You know, my wife loved me, my son loved me, but I don't know where I am at, and
Mm.
Mhm.
I think that's the main problem that I'm having now. And don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, I got a good therapist, I got a good doctor, but these motherfuckers give you pills left and right. And
Oh
I'm
my,
like,
don't even get me started
Pills.
on pills.
I hate pills.
so I'm like, where am I? Like, I know I love myself. Like, okay, I'll give you an example, right? I'm a doer, but I'm also like the laziest doer ever. So last night, I
Me
was
too.
like, I need to do this shit, but I don't want to do it. But I need
Mhm.
to do it. I need to do it. And I was like, I need to call Cedric and get this shit done because if not, I'm not going to do it. And it was something simple. It was the logo for 96 in reverse and some other stuff. And just to let you guys know, we're recording before we even post the first episode. We're 4 episodes in. Well, technically speaking, five, but we haven't
Mm-hmm.
posted it yet. So we're recording like that. You know, if Cedric has something to do one week and he can't make it, or me, it's most of the time me than him because he's available all the time.
Most
um
likely.
yeah, but me, you know, I have stuff to do. We own animals, a lot of animals. But last night I was like, I need to do this with Cedric. I need to put my dash cam in my car. I need to change this fucking floor mats on my car. And the floor mats have been with me for a whole fucking month. The camera, the dash cam, has been with me now for 2 weeks. I haven't done this shit, and I know I need to do it. So last night, after I was done with Cedric, I ended at 3 o'clock in the morning, finally doing the damn dash cam and putting the floor mats in my car and all that stuff.
You talking about this morning?
Yes,
Ooh, 3 o'clock this morning?
yes.
Ooh,
And then when I went to
I wasn't
bed,
asleep yet.
he said,
Stop.
he said, I was alone doing something with
I
somebody.
was
I was busy.
sleeping. I was
You were busy too,
listen.
Natasha?
No, not me. I'm saying Cedric was.
Oh yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
I was
definitely
gonna
busy.
say I was gonna say Cedric's like I was busy getting this bussy open.
Hmm.
Honey, I was bust
He
wide
he
open.
was like,
No, what? No, what? But it was good. Bitch, god damn. Oh, Peter, I'm sorry I cut you off. Go back.
"No, you're fine." But I finally got it done, and then when I went to bed, I was like, "I am fucking hungry,"
Mm.
and I told Michelle, "Hey, are you? Do you want something to eat?" She's like, "Not really, but yeah, why not?" So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna cook
God.
some quesadillas."
Oh.
And she's like, "You're gonna cook quesadilla? You're gonna cook chicken and all that stuff?" I said, "Yeah," and literally that's what I
Oh.
did at 3 o'clock in the morning. Then I finally went to sleep, but I was like, I need to watch a TV show. I need to watch one last episode of this TV show I'm watching.
Hmm.
Finally finished it, went to sleep. Then I woke up at 7 in the morning because I had to take my son to school. So I did that and then came back, and then I couldn't fall asleep for an hour. Then I fell asleep and then I got up. But talking about that and coming to this conversation right now is that I still don't know where I'm at. And I'm like, fuck, Peter, you almost committed suicide in 2023. You almost did it again in 2024. Like, where the fuck are you? You know? And I was going to return back to work because I'm in a break right now. I was going to go back to work last month, but I wasn't ready.
Mm.
I started getting shaky like a Polaroid picture.
Mm, mm,
And this month, for the company that I work on, they're laying off a whole bunch of people. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in that category. But my wife was talking to me yesterday and she's like, yeah, we need to see where you are because you fall into the category that they're getting people let go. And I was like, fuck. And then I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And I think that that's where you need to be,
mm,
is to the
Mhm.
point where you don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
And I'm starting to think, I'm like, when I got let go from the fruit stand, or when we parted our ways, let me say it like that. When we parted our ways, it was a company that I really loved to work for. You remember that day, Cedric?
I remember that day. I remember that day, and I remember the text message. I remember standing behind the bar and got that text message, and people around me getting that text message.
Oh, hell yeah, I did it right too.
You did it right. He sent this long ass text, like, and I was like, dang. And then what was fucked up about it is that they changed it after he left.
The policy, they changed it the
The
next day.
policy. Yep.
And you know what was the funny thing? That I got let go from the fruit stand, and it wasn't even my fault, technically speaking. I was putting all my shit on their cloud, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have the time zone correctly because it was a new product. So when I was entering my time, it will show up, but the moment you closed it, you closed the app and you reopened it, it went to India time.
That's
So
weird.
that was the reason why I got let go from the fruit stand.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It was
But
because I got there an hour late because it
Mhm.
ended up changing to Central Time when because they were still trying to figure out geolocation. I think it was, but yeah,
and they didn't
go ahead.
and we had to come in and get our schedules.
Mm-hmm.
There was no internet
Mm-mm.
schedules. It was paper on a wall, remember? It was a
Mm-hmm.
piece of paper on the wall or on the table in the break room with our schedules on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different time. But going back to what you were saying, Peter, I like to use metaphors, so keep up with me. I know that Nate's gonna keep up with me because this is up well, we're all witches. Um, a TV show that just came out on Disney Plus last October was Agatha. Did you guys watch it?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
You Agatha Harkness.
Mm-mm.
It's a part of Marvel. It's really good. It's really, really good. But anyways, um, the metaphor I like to use when I was trying to find myself in 2023 and
Mm-hmm.
2024, um, is the yellow brick road.
Mhm.
Mm.
And the reason why I like to use that metaphor or think of the yellow brick road or think of Dorothy or the Wizard of Oz is because if you think about it, Dorothy at the time was going through something in her life and she needed to find herself. So she locked herself in the room and then she went into her imagination
Mm-hmm.
and then she went into this other world and it was, Oz.
Oz.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so she went down this path. Remember, she had the lion, she had courage,
Mm-hmm.
she had
Was it
uh
fear?
cou- it was lion was heart was the Iron Man, courage was the lion, and the crow was a brain. So you had heart, courage, and strength, brain, to think. And she was seeking those things in life. And those people, the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, was people that she knew in the real world.
Mhm.
Remember?
Mhm.
And so she took them along with her because she felt comfortable with them. And in her dream, she went through these things with them to find out who she was and who she, you know, and the Wicked Witch of the West was her aunt because her
Mhm.
aunt was so mean and whatever. She just didn't think that she could get close to her or whatever, and all that grew. So for me to wrap this up with you, it's just you're going down your yellow brick road, and
Mhm.
if you take the straight path, you may find your doom. You know, and I feel like if you stay on your path and you keep looking forward and keep doing the things that we talked about doing, and you go to the Emerald, I'm getting emotional. You get to the Emerald City and you just there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You found your place. You found your
Mhm.
spot. So, remember the land of poppy seeds, the flowers, and if you
Mhm.
went through the poppy seeds, you'll fall asleep or um all kinds of things that she went through. But she got back on the road and she kept going to the Emerald City. So
Mhm.
she just, it was a beautiful metaphor, but people don't see it that way. It's twisted, but
Mhm.
that was what it was for. That's what the message was supposed to be.
Hmm.
Let me just say that was absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
thank you, thank you.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Yes. So Peter, just stay on the path, baby. And I'm here. I'm your guardrails, honey.
Me
And
too.
use me, honey. Bump in the fuck me. Bump into me.
I will.
So, we are not here alone. We
Mhm.
were born alone, but we are on this earth together for a reason.
Hmm.
That's
We
true.
can mend things if we want to. We enjoy pain, lies, fear, and struggle. We
Mhm.
enjoy that shit. I'm not living that life. That's not my truth. But that's what
Yeah,
the world runs off of.
Hmm.
Hate.
that's true.
Yep.
Why? Why do we hate? What's the reason for it?
There is none,
There's
honestly.
none. We're fueled off of it for nothing. And then we kill ourselves off of it.
Yep.
We get
That is
this
so funny.
anxiety. We get all this. Oh, let me tell you a story real
Hmm.
quick. I had a phone call at my job
Hmm.
and I took the call. Hey, thank you for calling. My name is Cedric. How can I assist you today? My service is not working. I need my services back on. Okay, customer. Well, let me try to do this. Okay. It's still doing it. It's still doing it. Well, I need you to fix it. Well, I gotta get a technician out there because it's going through a loop.
Mhm.
I can't. It's beyond me at this point. And we're over the phone. You need to do something now. Do it again. And I was like, okay, I can do it again, but if it happens, we have to. The technician has to come.
Mhm.
And I'm talking to her calm, just calmly. So we get to the point. Well, this is how I said it. Well, ma'am, it looked like it's doing it again. It's still doing the boot loop. So we're gonna get a technician out there so we can get this fixed.
Mhm.
And then she says, this is what she says, blew me away. She said, "You're just so calm and nonchalant about it." I said, I said, okay, you want me to get my blood pressure up because you have no service? I said, I'm giving you all the information you need. I've done everything that I could do for you. You know, this is it. Well, you just seem like you don't have no urgency. Yes, I do. I just don't have to be.
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah.
You're
There's
already there. This
Yeah.
10-minute call will turn into a 30-minute call because we're both lost
Mhm. Mhm.
in somewhere we didn't need to be.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm firm on my sand. I'm firm on my concrete. I'm
Mhm.
fine. And I'm confident because this is the information I'm giving you. This is what we can do. And I'm keeping my calm voice because I'm trying to rope you in from where you're sinking.
Mhm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
not, you're fine. You don't think you're fine, but you're okay. And I'm trying to get you over to solid ground. But you want to stay out there and sink, you're going to sink on your own. I'm not coming
Mm-hmm.
out there with you. She was like, you don't have sense of urgency. I'm like, baby, you finna, bye. You know?
I threw you the rope. You didn't catch
Yeah,
it. See
you
ya.
catch it. And it's people like that. It's just, it was an example. And it was beautiful in my mind, like, wow, people really want you to kill yourself for something that you can't control.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And my I sent that call to my boss, and he was like, you did fucking amazing.
Mhm.
Because you're right, ma'am. I got my blood pressure high. Now I'm gonna have a stroke tomorrow because I was stressed about your internet. Now what are you gonna do for me?
Absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I don't know where you stay at. I don't know your phone number anymore. You live in another state, most likely, even if you lived in the same city as me.
She's
You
not
don't
gonna.
have.
No, she doesn't have to do anything for you because she doesn't know you. She's not family. She doesn't know where you are. Like,
And you can't do
she
nothing
can't
for
even
her
call
because you're not a
911.
technician.
Exactly.
You are just a phone call, and I am just a person. The internet is what you need, and I understand, but you gotta wait for a technician. I'm not gonna get my blood pressure high for you, girl. You crazy. That's crazy. I just wanted to share that. You just
Listen,
gotta protect yourself.
this
Mhm.
was funny though because kind of something like this happened to me this year, right?
Hmm.
Actually, no, it was two bosses ago. So
Hmm.
that tells you how bad my department is. Um, that they have switched to. I have had three bosses. Um, so my first boss, my internet went out, and he's like, "So what are you doing about it?" I said, "Well, I call the company who's the provider. They say they're going to
Hmm.
be here in 2 days, so I can't do nothing else."
Mm.
You believe what this fool told me? He said, "You need to
What is
go
it?
into the office right now." It was
Oh.
an hour before we left for the day. I said,
Oh.
"It's going to take me an hour to get there." And wait, it gets better.
Did he-
Wow.
I get so he knows that I'm suicidal.
Mhm.
I get a message from my wife because we both work for the same company, and she says, "Hey,
Mm.
there's a shooting downtown right now." And they just sent a message through the company network saying shelter in place. I send it to him and I said, "Hey, I can't go downtown because this happened." Guess what this fool said to a
What do you
suicidal
say?
person?
I don't want to know
Oh. Mm.
He said,
because
"Yeah,
if
we
I
can't
know,
get you." Well, I'm going to tell you anyways, don't matter. He
well,
said,
no, because I want to punch him then.
"Oh, yeah, that's fine." He said, "Well, at least you didn't get shot." And
And
I opened a
this.
case with HR about it.
Mhm.
You think they
As you
did anything?
should.
Do you think they did anything?
No,
Well, I'm going
of
with
course
this.
not. So the
Oh,
thing with HR,
they're there
HR
to
is there
protect the
to
company.
protect. No, they're there to protect the company, not you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They're there for the company, not you. Sorry to
Yeah.
Mm.
break anybody's bubbles, but HR is just for the company. You say report it to HR, what's HR gonna do? report it back to the boss or to the person who had the
Hmm.
issue, try and do some conflict resolution if there's a conflict, but that's it. They're trying to make sure you don't sue the company.
That's right.
Not
That's
Or
just
somebody,
that,
all it
yeah,
is.
somebody don't sue them. Yeah.
he came
Mm-hmm.
back the next day and he said, well, it was on Monday we came back. Actually, we had a holiday that Monday, so we came back on Tuesday. And I said, hey, I want to say that they finally fixed my internet and I'm back. And he's like, great. So at least you didn't get shot when you came back to work. You didn't have to go to the office. Um, Maybe now you can hit these numbers. I was like, wow. I see
People are
how it is.
soulless.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? My friend called me the other day. There was a big snowstorm here in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and one of his cars flipped. One of his
What?
trucks flipped,
Jeez.
and all the materials, were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And he called his boss to tell him what was going on.
Hmm.
And guess what the boss said?
He
And
didn't
some of the
care?
people in the office said, are the materials going to be delivered today?
Yep.
They didn't even ask about the person.
Yep. So I follow pretty gruesome stuff because I wanted to be a coroner,
Hmm.
Mm.
but on my Facebook is just a lot of death. But whenever you read about a person's death and you look at how the company handles it, usually the way a company handles it is by reposting that position within 24 hours.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's how they do things. They companies don't care about you. There's
Mm-mm.
no reason for loyalty to these companies. I'm sorry, corporate America, but these companies are fucked. They
You're
don't care
right.
about you as a person.
Listen, I'm working right now on this company, and I'm trying to build something of my own.
Hmm.
Um, Also, but if they do let me go, I think it would be the saddest day and the happiest day that will come later down the line.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you felt like this, Cedric, after you got let go from the fruit
Uh-huh.
stand.
Hmm.
Um, you go through that like, oh my god, what am I going to do? I need to pay these bills and this and that. And then you go into like, I got this shit.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
you're like, I might find a job that might not pay me the same amount,
No.
but I got this shit.
Right.
And you become stronger.
Yep.
And I think sometimes you need to get your ass kicked in order for you
Yep.
to
Yeah.
see the light.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes you, yeah, that's right. Sometimes you, it's so many different, oh God. I mean, whatever consequence or blessing that you see it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That you think you got from it or think what you needed, you get, it is what it is. I feel like I got let go of the fruit stand because I was abused by them for years. You know, 10 what 16 interviews for the same position, only getting promoted, if you want to call it a promotion, if only getting promoted once with the company, being there for 16 years.
Mm-mm.
That's, and being one of the best people that sell, and it was just it was I was abused. It was a abuse. I was abused. It was bad. It was bad. And being let go after all of that felt good.
Hmm.
Even though it was shitty, as fuck, but I was happy because I said it was over. And
Mhm.
Mhm.
everything that I learned from it, everything that I took from there is still with me. And I can take that to the next journey and build off
Mhm.
of it. And I'm currently in the process of learning to own my own business.
Mm.
What it takes for me to own my own business, taking these certifications at the company that I'm with, you know. Yes, they don't care. They don't care about us at the end of the day, but I'm gonna take some of their resources while I'm here, you know?
Mhm.
Good.
hmm Like
Good.
these braces I got, $2,000 from them. Thank you. I'll take it. But
No, good.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah. You gotta
much
take care of yourself.
use them how they use you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Because so something companies don't want you to know, and also sometimes HR, is that they have resources for you. You just have to ask.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
All you have to do is ask. If you have a question, ask.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
It's
only
funny.
wrong question is the one that isn't asked.
That's right.
You know what somebody told me the other day? They said, "Do you know why they put everything in paper?" And I said, "Why?" And they
Ah,
said, "Because people don't like reading no more."
mm,
Yep.
And he's like, "If you want something, go digging through the records.
mm-hmm.
You will find
You're
it.
gonna find it. You'll find the
Mm-hmm.
answer.
You will find the answer."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "What?" So I started looking for stuff, right? And it was funny though because the FMLA for my leave for my suicidal, I didn't even know I could take it.
Mm,
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's funny. My wife was like, "You can take FMLA for this," and I was like,
that's crazy.
"Really?" And I got to ask HR. The first person was like, "No, it's fine." The second person was like, "If you bring a doctor's note, yeah."
Oh wow.
The first person told me no.
Mm,
I was like, "Damn."
Mm-hmm.
But
that's
after
crazy.
I did the digging. I just posted it. The way that the company that I work for now is you just post it and you just leave. You don't have to tell your manager. You post it on this website, and then HR takes care of it in the back end.
Mm,
I was like, wow, I didn't even know it was this easy.
yeah,
You
that's not
know,
bad.
That's
Yeah.
why you always have to ask and take
well,
advantage.
sometimes asking is not enough. You need to look at. You need to go through the little records. That's what I like to say. It
Yes.
reminds me of when you go to
Yes.
the library and you used to stamp that book. You have to go through that through that
Mm,
little record
Yep.
thing.
uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
There's the
exactly
little
what it
index
reminds me of.
cards.
Yep.
Index cards. Oh.
Yeah, the index cards.
Um,
That's
I was
exactly what
gonna
it is.
I was gonna give her to say, I had it's funny that we were talking about this. I had a coworker I was talking to last night, and I was telling him about this certain health care benefit, and he didn't know about it, and he's been with the company for 3 years.
Mm,
And he was like, "What? What?" I said, "Yeah, you want to go to the doctor, you get this card. They give you this amount of money at the beginning of the year, and you just use the money throughout whenever you need it for your doctor's appointment, whatever. And I'm paying for my braces this way." And he's
mm-hmm,
like, "For real? You're not coming out? I'm not coming out of pocket with anything. I mean, it's coming out my paycheck,
mm-hmm,
here and there, but up front." This is, and he was like, "Man," and I was like, "You've been here for 3 years, you never knew that?"
mm-hmm,
So, um, yeah, it's exactly what y'all talking about. Ask,
mm-hmm.
ask,
It's funny though, because
ask.
the HSA card is what we have for the
This is what
company
I
that we
have. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
With
know what it
equity.
was
Yeah. It's
for the
basically a
first
credit card.
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, when I looked at the balance, I was in shock
Yeah.
because I had $5,000.
Mm-hmm. And after a couple of years, it's your money.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's your money to spend anywhere.
yeah.
Um, and the reason why I think like you said, we if you do have it, you didn't know about it or whatever. Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of companies don't do that. These
Mm-hmm.
big companies, they can do it, but the smaller companies, you like a Staples or something like that, probably
Mm-hmm.
don't do something like that. So it's just shocking.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah, this was a good call. This was a good conversation.
Yes, this
Yeah,
was.
that's
Actually,
great.
I'm looking at the time. I'm
Yes.
like, this is the first time we go overtime.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
we really?
But
Ooh,
yeah,
Yeah, because our
we have,
sessions are
yeah.
usually 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Mm-hmm.
wow, we went.
We went over.
Enjoy it.
Yep.
Enjoy it. But I love that you came, Nate, and I really appreciate you sharing all of your thoughts in this chat. I hope you return back to us soon.
So
I
listen,
I'm hoping to, Pete.
I
Yes,
told
absolutely.
Nate that she needs to come next time with her boyfriend.
Yes.
Let's
Okay,
get into deep
let's do
conversations
it.
now.
Yeah, we should have that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do
We're gonna
that.
have
So,
some less emotional and more physical.
ooh.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, stay tuned because 96 in reverse gets hotter. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say, we will be back sooner rather than later. But thank you to my co-host Cedric. Any last words?
Peace. Y'all have a good day.
Nate, any last words?
Blessed be.
Blessed
And don't
be.
forget, this is 96 and reverse. Chapter ended today.
'96 in reverse.
It is 96 in reverse, and you can have the worst of my drink, and we can switch places. Now we